Module 34 Final Portrait Part 1. I will begin by giving an outline of the basic oval shape of the head. Though the basic form of the head remains an oval, the shape of the face could be square, triangle or circle. You may divide the face in 4 equal horizontal parts and draw the central axis line for placing the facial features correctly. But if you have practiced enough, you could also do without the support of these guidelines. I am drawing the facial features more with my experience of drawing several portraits over the years. I will begin by sketching the basic form of the features, starting with the eyebrows, nose, and lips. At this point, I will place the line for moustache, and beard on the model's chin. It's very important to draw the hairline and sideburns before placing the ears. If drawn in correct form and proportion, your sketch will begin to resemble your model at this stage of the portrait itself. Half close your eyes to eliminate the details at this point. To see the basic form of the entire face, head and facial features, you may check the proportions by visually measuring the distance from the lip to ear, tip of the nose to the tip of the chin, and other distances from one point to the other on the model's face. Use a 2B or 4B for your pencil sketch. It is important to know of all the earlier lessons before you begin to watch this video. You must be aware with the concept of dark and light colors, warm and cool color schemes, basic shapes, forms, fundamentals of placing the facial features, and knowledge of the skull. Check the hairline and see the direction in which the hair flows and place the strokes accordingly. Draw the eyeballs and a clear shape of the eyes. Only once you are sure that their basic forms are correct, give a definitive shape to the other features as well. I could have drawn the entire sketch directly using gouache. You can also do that if you have practiced several sketches like these. Otherwise, sketch a quick pencil drawing as this one. You have the benefit of erasing and redoing the lines in pencil unlike gouache. Prepare your gouache by mixing it well with water. You may also use black poster color. The consistency must have a sticky feeling on paper. I will now draw strokes in gouache over this pencil sketch. Start by creating strokes for hair in the same direction as I had drawn them with pencil. I am capturing the basic light and dark as I seen in the model. Be careful at this point while sketching the facial features in gouache. Progress slowly and attentively as gouache can't be erased. Shade the moustache before drawing. The nostril. And middle tones at the areas below the eye and the right side of the face. Observe how I develop the nose, leaving the highlights in the center. See the positioning of the brush and the way I am used it to create strokes. It helps me achieve middle tone shadows and other mid tone areas all over the face. The brush has very little paint left, yet I stretch the paint by slightly dipping my brush in water. Making the neck and the shadows on it. I will extend the strokes of the neck to the side to develop his shoulders. I use the brush flat. It is almost dry with very little water that the brush holds in it. This almost completes the basic sketch in gouache. By darkening the shadows and give a definite shape to both these facial features. I will start work on the eyes, clearly defining the edges and shapes of the both eyes. Now at this stage I will add details eyes. Work on defining the shape of the nose, darken the nostrils. Moustache, and most importantly the line where the lips meet. The color of the paper is helping greatly in acting as the skin tone. A few touch-ups for shadows just below the hairline will make the hair appear risen over the head. which is more due to the different light that falls on the model from top. I will construct the sideburns, which are a defining feature for his face. I leave a strong highlight near the partition of his hair. I will develop the basic shape of the face by working on the contours of the entire oval shape of the head. Shading the ears where shadows are formed due to the complex movement and build-up of lines within the hollow structure. I will add a few extra strokes in the head area and retouch the beard on his chin. I am painting this portrait in a studio set, where the light falls evenly on the face of the model. The shadows are not just on one part of the face. Hence, you will notice that I am slowly working on the face overall for the shadows. Remember to pick very little paint each time and go step by step. Do not be in a hurry to finish the basic sketch. The more time you invest in observing and constructing the face, it will help you understand the character, defining features, basic shapes of the face, and many other facets about your model. You will call this the impressionist route of painting a portrait. I am not doing a realistic portrait. Working on every details of his face minutely. Rather, I am trying to achieve the essence of his face. This is only done by observing our subject. Scribble a lot, scribble every day to hone your skill as an artist. Scribbling helps at many levels. It not only strengthens your strokes or line work, it also churns the creative thought process and improves your sense of imagination, which is extremely important for an artist to have. Always remember that an artist is not a reporter, he is an interpreter. You must know how to add your own feelings to any work that you choose to do, even if it means painting a portrait from a live model. Other than his face, I worked extensively on his clothes and the shadows that are forming by his shirt's collar. Keep the consistency of your gouache thick and sticky. It must be smooth for the paint to flow on paper, but if it is too thin, then it will pose a problem in creating strokes. The thin paint will also be difficult to control. Work slowly on every detail possible, smoothing the edges and every stroke on paper. I have very little paint in my brush. I am stretching the paint in the grains of the brush here to achieve dull middle tones. I am using gouache for my work. It has certain elasticity. If gouache is not easily available, use good quality poster color. It gives the same result as gouache. For initial work, any kind of poster color will do, but it contains chalk, so the effect will be chalky. A good gouache gives luster and the tonal variation comes out beautifully. This pastel yellow sheet is a very good option for black gouache. This sheet is meant for gouache, pastel and mixed media except acrylic. You may use acrylic, but it is primarily meant for dry pastels, oil pastels, gouache and watercolors. The yellow or any other colored pastel sheet is extremely useful for creating tonal variations. It helps give work a strong base. Gouache has gum and has many other ingredients which gives it a sticky texture. This line at the eyebrow center is an unnecessary line, and I decide to dissolve it with the rest of the skin tone. I will darken the eyebrows. You can correct your lines anytime you like. Which is why I ask you to build up your drawing slowly and step by step. I have picked a soft hog hair thin brush to define the dark shadows within the eyes, rather than rushing to complete it. Use the brush that you think best suit your purpose. use thick color and build each dark tone very carefully. This way you will be able to correct some area or lines if required. In the next lesson, I will continue to work on the same portrait, applying colors and finishing it in mixed media. I hope you will remember the stepwise construction of this face well and continue to practice many more.